Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great in your lives. So today's video is all about the baggages that we carry in our lives without really realizing that they are ours and we are supposed to deal with them and then drop them and walk ahead in our journeys. So let me begin by giving you all a millennial example. That there is a guy and there is a girl and they happen to fall for each other. And after a point in time, the girl rejects the guy. Then the guy has this fair amount of time spent with his misery and his sadness. And after a point, he finds a woman who promises him to never reject him in their journey together. And after a time, she does the same with him. And then there's a point where he starts feeling no interest in being together with anyone and loses interest in every kind of a romantic relationship. Um, if you really look at this is not the very first time that this guy has experienced this kind of rejection. If he really looks into his life, there's this kind of a rejection that has happened to him, probably by his parents, probably by his teachers, probably by his friends, um, probably by the work wherever he has worked. Um, just that a relationship put it really strong on him and made him really realize that there is a kind of rejection that is happening. Though we are so much into this trauma thing, that the trauma elicits a fair amount of pain in us, and we tend to kind of look at the pain part more and never really realize the hurt or the crux of why that happened to us and what it intended to teach us whenever we walk on the journeys. So, such is the case with many of us that we happen to walk on our journeys and happen to experience certain things in a repeated amount of time, but probably the form each time is different, comes out to be different because it can happen with different people. So the dynamic with each individual happens to be different. Um, in this entire process of really unfolding what exactly is it that we need to deal, we get so much exhausted and hurt, and then we tend to lose faith in the process of loving us or accepting us. um, I feel it is time to really understand that it is not the rejection that the guy faced was not from the world, but from himself. And as we um, have spoken about it, that the world around us is our mirror, and every individual is trying to project the lost parts or the fragments of us in their possible ways and try to teach us something that we need to look inside us. So the kind of rejection probably he's heard about something that he probably has not done in his life, or has rejected himself in many possible ways, or for not being probably competent, or it can be anything. It can not just be this rejection, the feeling of abandonment that many people carry throughout their lives, the feeling of insecurity, the feeling of not being enough, the feeling of being people pleaser, the feeling of not being confident in one's life, and many other such feelings that if you really look at your life and yourself, you will try to understand and identify that you have been through the same kind of a thing in every part and phase of your lives, and it has this feeling has been there throughout. So I feel it is time that we all just have space, hold space for such feelings to come up and really heal it and really address these feelings, because as I always say, universe is a generous teacher. So unless and until we do not learn our lessons, it is going to teach us in some or the other ways and forms. So rather than, or rather before it gets more gross, it's time that we deal it now and walk on our journeys and just drop these baggages and walk more lighter and be the light.